So, welcome to another video, and wait a minute, this looks like my last video, doesn't it? Well, if you look carefully, you'll notice that the subwoofer is different. Yeah, we have the Klipsch out here again. Of course, I have the same speakers out because I didn't have time to change those. And it's good that they're the same as well. But this subwoofer is a 12-inch instead of a 10, and it's a down-firing subwoofer instead of front-firing. It will sound different. But exactly how it sounds when you turn it up is what I'm trying to find out, and that's what I found out yesterday with the Paradigm, and it passed really well. Let's see if this subwoofer passes as well. Okay, I mean, that sounded good. Definitely sounded like I had a subwoofer in here, but I did notice some differences. Although the bass still got loud, and it was exactly as loud as the other one, well, there was no distortion. I did notice a slight difference in the power of the actual sound. Like, it felt like even though it was as loud, it didn't fill the room as well. It's something to do with the fact that it's a 12-inch woofer instead of a 10, which means the woofer is heavier and can't move as fast, which means you don't get as tight of a sound. But that's just an idea. Let's move on to the next song. Okay, I feel like it may have sounded better on that song, probably because it's close to the resonant frequency of this subwoofer. And that's another thing I noticed about this subwoofer. The other subwoofer has a really good ability of hitting all the notes at the same volume. This subwoofer does lack a little bit in that ability, I've found, where some notes are a little bit louder than others. That's one of the downsides of this particular model that I've noticed. And let's move on to our final song. And here's our final song that I'm testing this with. Hush. I'm not sure if you noticed there, but there was, it played all the notes perfectly fine. But on that low note, I feel like I might have started to roll off a decibel or two, maybe lower. Of course, not all subwoofers can hit down low, but the Paradigm was also a little bit quiet on that note. The one thing I did notice on this subwoofer, though, is that on that particular low note, it distorts a little bit. And it's not the actual amp or the speaker distorting, it's the bass port on the back of the speaker. But Klipsch cheaped out on this one and used a cardboard tube. And when the air rushes through the tube, it creates little noises. And on that low note, you can sort of hear that over the actual bass. So, that's the one thing I did notice. I'm gonna say if that Paradigm subwoofer was a 9 out of 10 in terms of sound, this one would be an 8 out of 10. Or maybe a 7, but this subwoofer is certainly good, but I wouldn't rate it as high as the Paradigm necessarily. So that's the Klipsch KSW12 subwoofer bass test. So thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and it's time for the one blooper that happened in making this video.